All right, you guys, how are you doing? We are back for another edition of In the Flow with me, your girl Montana Mitchum. Hey, look, y'all, we had an awesome season, and it is coming to a close. And what better way to just kick things off than to be right here at the Dallas Black Dance Theater for the lunch party for AIDS Walk South Dallas. It's their 5th year, you guys, and we are here to celebrate. We've got a lot of awesome guests here. We got a lot of things going on, and we're going to take you in there, all right? So keep it locked, don't move that mouse, and we'll be right back. You guys, we are here for In the Flow. I'm your girl Montana, and I am standing here with my uncle. I call him my uncle, y'all. Mr. Antoine in the community, Wiley. How are you doing, Mr. Wiley?
Well, how are you?
I am fine. Now, y'all know what brought me out looking all glamorous. Only one person could do that, and that's my uncle. And that is for the lunch of AIDS Walk South Dallas. We are in our 5th year, right?
Yes. Can you believe it's been 5 years already?
I cannot believe
yes.
It's been 5 years. Like yesterday, it got started.
It is so amazing. I keep reflecting back how this first started. Just by a conversation at the MLK Center, we were meeting with some people from South Dallas, and we asked them, what would you like to see in South Dallas? And they said, we would love to see an AIDS Walk. We know there's an AIDS Walk on the other side of town, but we want one on our side of town.
Why do you think that was so important?
I think it was important to bring the spotlight on those in the African American community, and make sure that they are not forgotten, that we let them know that there is still a disease in the southern sector of Dallas that we want to address, that we want to educate, and we want to bring awareness to.
Okay. And why is this so passionate? Why are you so passionate about this? Because I know this isn't the first AIDS event that you have supported. I mean, this is your own. We know that, and we're very proud of it. But you have supported other initiatives, and why is that? Well,
it holds a personal place in my heart. I just, on November the 4th, I just celebrated 20 years of HIV living with me. But I've also been doing this work for 25 years this January. And so even before I became positive, I was very concerned about the continuous rise in our city of people living with HIV. Men, women, children, the whole gamut. I knew I had to get in there and see what I could do to save the world, at least one person at a time.
You know, Antoine, I have told you this before. I really applaud you for even stepping up. And you know, there are so many people who are living with HIV and AIDS who will never, you know, let the world know or be an advocate for AIDS and HIV. And you have, you know, really taking it on. And I just want to just say, man, that is awesome that you're doing that. Did you ever have any reservations about letting people know about your status and everything like that?
There was some reservations in the church. There was some reservations definitely in my church of how I would be received. But over the years, I've grown to not care one way or the other what you think, what you have to say. Okay. It is what it is. I got it. This is it. This is it. I mean, I can't give it back, unfortunately. But that was my only, I think that was my only place where I was kind of scared.
Now, you mentioned, you know, about the church not being as supportive to the HIV and AIDS, you know, people who are living with HIV and AIDS. Why do you think that is? Why do you think pastors and churches are so scared to talk about it and to become advocates for the disease?
Because HIV is still seen as a sexual disease, and we know that in the church, sex is not a topic that they care to talk about. Because remember, some churches are still preaching abstinence, which we know that that's not,
not
realistic in 2014. But it's still a sexual disease. Plus the stigma that comes around HIV. We still see this as a gay disease, but we know that even here in Dallas, Texas, there are more women infected than there are men. So how are the women getting infected? They're not lesbians. They are straight women, and we like to blame it on the down low man. It's not about the down low man. We can let that myth go. It's about
promiscuity, period.
Promiscuous men and promiscuous women. If you have sex with 30 people in 1 month, what do you expect? You're gonna get something. So, especially unprotected sex.
Exactly. A little itching, a little something that's gonna be happening. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, okay?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Fire. Okay. Absolutely.
Yes, that is so true. So tell me this, Antoine. Tell us about AIDS Walk South Dallas. When is it? What's going to be happening?
Well, of course, tonight we are celebrating our 5th anniversary lunch party. We're so excited. It's still hard to believe that it's been 5 years, but the next AIDS Walk South Dallas is Saturday, March the 21st, hosted once again by St. Philip School and Community Center, located at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, right in sunny South Dallas. We're still looking for walkers, vendors, sponsors. And, of course, you can't have a walk without some volunteers. So we need volunteers as well. But you can expect a fun time, lots of people coming out, lots of great entertainment provided by the After Party Radio, and just lots of food and fun, vendors, the whole gamut.
I love it. I'm going to switch gears real quick because, I listen to your show In the Community, which I'm going to give you a plug. It airs Tuesday mornings from 10 a.m. to noon on the After Party Radio A side. Okay, how about that? Now, one of the things that has been discussed on your show when we talk about HIV and AIDS is cases like Cicely Bolden here in Dallas. She was a young lady who had unprotected sex with a married man. He thought and told him afterwards that she had AIDS, and he killed her. What do you think? Do you think that, first of all, what do you think about that whole Cicely Bolden case and things like that?
Well, in any case, it is dual responsibility. We always want to blame it on the person that's HIV positive, but if he laid down with her, he had to insert himself in her. So he had the choice of putting on a condom. And so it's a dual responsibility. It's everybody's responsibility. If I don't ask you your status, you ask me my status.
So then we see these cases happening all the time where these men or women knowingly are having unprotected sex. Do you think that is a crime? And how do you think about that?
Well, once again, I'd say it's about responsibility. No judgment from the founder of AIDS Walk South Dallas. Absolutely not. No judgment. But once again, it's about responsibility. It's about responsibility. Now, I will say that there is not a law on the books here in Texas for people that are willingly having sex without acknowledging their status. But our DAs are very tricky here in our city. So I would suggest that you be careful, disclose if you must, especially if it's someone that you are currently having sex on a regular basis, because the DAs do have a tricky way of turning it around and making it something else to get that conviction, like sexual assault, like attempted murder, those type of things. So, Responsibility. That is, I love it. I love it too, Mr. Community. Okay, so I tell you what, you guys, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking to some more people that are involved with AIDS Walk South Dallas. So don't move that mouse. Keep it right here on In the Flow with me. All right?
What's going down, man? It's your boy Pharaoh, Tattoo Artist Extraordinaire, and I work here at the Candy Shop. Our address is 3610 South Cooper Street, so come get your ink game right. We're here in Arlington, Texas. If you got any questions, give us a call. Our telephone number is 817-557-8212. Candy Shop.
Why should you listen to Ty and the Sips?
Well, we have our top 5 lists in entertainment. Ooh, that's a good one.
The latest in sports news and politics.
And don't forget your what the what moment. What the what? We got a shade tree, but we ain't doing no shade.
Yeah, right.
Hey, don't you forget about the birthdays. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. Hey.
I am he, and they are tying the zips.
Coast to Coast Live is a national talent search, hitting 10 cities every single month, looking for the hottest new artists in the country. Check out this performance from an artist at a recent Coast to Coast Live show.
Wake up. Wake up. Yeah. Fatal attraction. If you don't watch her, you can lose her, but why keep her when you don't trust her? Only morons get along with morons. I guess foreigners only riding foreigns, cause I keep getting pulled over in my old shit from 86. Plus my old chick keep hitting me on some bullshit, talking about some old shit. Meanwhile, the fakest rappers are the ones spitting bullshit on Sundays inside the pool pit. But why do fools?
Get seen, get discovered, get heard. Coast to Coast Live, giving indie artists major opportunities. 10 cities every single month. Sign up now, coasttocoastlive.com.
Okay, you guys, we are back with In the Flow. I told you we're here for the lunch party for AIDS Walk South Dallas. It is their 5th year, all right? And I'm standing here with Zach Thompson, all right, from the health department. Okay, Health and Human Services. Let me get it right. How you doing, Mr. Thompson?
Good afternoon. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. So let me tell you, what brings you out to, why are you supporting this event?
Well, this is one of the premier walks in Dallas County and in the nation. Antoine has done a great job in ensuring that AIDS awareness is on the front lines of information. Our African Americans are hit the hardest in terms of the AIDS rates in Dallas County. We know that black MSMs have the highest rates of new infections in Dallas County, and African American women are impacted as well. So to be a part of what I consider to be raising the consciousness, looking at prevention, and then intervening in developing strategies to reduce the rates, and this is where it all starts.
And we definitely appreciate you for being here. I have to ask you, with the job that you have for the city of Dallas, like, is that hard sometimes looking at the statistics when you know that you're putting out the information, you're trying to help the citizens of Dallas, and the rates sometimes continue to go higher, they're not getting better? Does that affect you in any way?
Well, when you look across the nation, in the 12 metropolitan areas, especially where there's African Americans, the rates are high. So African American women across the nation, that's a 40% increase in new infection. So Dallas County has the highest new infection rate. Harris County has the highest number of AIDS cases. The bottom line is the message is not getting out how to prevention, intervention. So we need the church community, we need the walk that Antoine does every year. So we got to raise the awareness. But here's the bottom line. At the end of the day, we know people are going to have sex. So the issue is how do you protect yourself? And what is not getting the message is that African Americans think that they can engage in sexual behavior without the protection, and we got to raise that awareness.
Yes, we do. But I'm just saying, when you go home at night and you in your own space, I mean, does it upset you at all that people don't listen? You're putting valuable information in front of people.
Well, you know, I've been doing this a long time. What I'm upset about is that we don't take it seriously. Okay. I think what I'm thinking about at night is that how do you get the message to the 13 to 18-year-olds who we're seeing an increase in new infection among that age? Adults, For some reason, it just hasn't resonated with them. And I don't know if it's because of the rap music. I don't know what's not getting the message. But we got to work on that 13 to 18-year-old. We got to start at our schools. We got to start with our young people, and that's going to help get the rates down.
You mentioned just now music. Do you think that music can be an influence and an influencer to the community to have them do the things that you're giving them the education to do?
If you listen to the music that is being played, it perpetuates having sex. We have to perpetuate safe sex. And I think that has to be the message that has to come from our rappers, from who our young people are listening to. But, you know, we've gone from the sensuous love to now the raw love prospect. So we got to get a message out there is that whatever you're engaging in, protect yourself.
Okay, so I got to ask you this, Mr. Thompson. Okay, you are a distinguished man. Okay, and I would like to know what you would tell your younger self before you became Zach Thompson, you know, official of Dallas. Like, what would you tell yourself?
Well, I would tell myself if you're going to be out there and engaging in risky behavior, protect yourself. Okay. Anytime, and then people always ask, how often should I get tested? As often as you have unprotected sex.
Okay, I got to introduce him, Jay Anderson Lester. He is one of AIDS Walk South Dallas' biggest supporters. Okay, so why do you support the cause?
Well, I support the cause for awareness, and because so many of our young men are infected with HIV and they don't know it and not aware of it, and just for awareness and to help people who look like me.
So I have to know, okay, Jay, now because you are with you being one of the biggest supporters for AIDS Walk South Dallas, how do you encourage other philanthropists to do what you're doing and support great causes like this?
Oh, okay. Well, you know, giving is about getting back. When you give, you receive so much more. And the thing is to encourage people, you don't have to be a multimillionaire to give. You only have to have an idea. And you can give either one of the 3 T's, your time, your talent, or your treasure. Whichever you choose is good enough.
Okay, and we love that about you because you give all 3. All right, thank you guys. Keep it locked right here. We got more people coming up, and we'll be right back in the flow.
Why should you listen to Ty and the Sips?
Well, we have our top 5 lists in entertainment. Ooh, that's a good one.
The latest in sports news and politics.
And don't forget your what the what moment. What the what?
We got a shade tree, but we ain't doing no shade.
Yeah, right.
Hey, don't you forget about the birthdays. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Hey, it's your birthday. Hey.
I am he, and they are Ty and the Sips.
Coast to Coast Live is a national talent search, hitting 10 cities every single month, looking for the hottest new artists in the country. Check out this performance from an artist at a recent Coast to Coast Live show.
Wake up. Wake up. Yeah. Fatal attraction. If you don't watch her, you can lose her, but why keep her when you don't trust her? Only morons get along with morons. I guess foreigners only riding foreigns, cause I keep getting pulled over in my old shit from 86. Plus my old chick keep hitting me on some bullshit, talking about some old shit. Meanwhile, the fakers rappers are the ones spitting bullshit on Sundays inside the pool pit. But why do fools?
Get seen, get discovered, get heard. Coast to Coast Live, giving indie artists major opportunities. 10 cities every single month. Sign up now, coasttocoastlive.com.
What's going down, man? It's your boy Pharaoh, Tattoo Artist Extraordinary, and I work here at the candy shop. Our address is 3610 South Cooper Street, so come get your ink game right. We're here in Arlington, Texas. If you got any questions, give us a call. Our telephone number is 817-557-8212. Candy shop.
right, you guys, we're back in the flow. I'm your girl Montana, and I am sandwiched in between two awesome gentlemen. I have Elias Cantu. How you doing?
Doing good.
That's good. And I've got, okay, is it Bishop or, Bishop Alex Bird. How you doing?
I'm great.
All right. So you guys, we are here, of course, supporting Mr. Community with AIDS Walk South Dallas. It's the 5th year in the making. We're so happy about it. And I know you have been here from the very beginning. Tell us, okay, and you're the co-chair for this event. Tell us more about your involvement and why you support AIDS Walk South Dallas.
Well, I got started on AIDS Walk South Dallas with Antoine. And I've been, like you said, I've been on there from the beginning. And we got, started on this. And truly because he is a man with a vision. And he definitely is, Mr. Community. And it's all about the community and about HIV in our community. That's what it's about. And fighting the fight. And that's definitely Antoine, who's been there and is definitely, representing South Dallas. And for all the people that cannot step up, and he's there, and we're right behind him to support him and raise money for AIDS and the fight against HIV/AIDS. We did have one beneficiary last year, and that was AIDS Interfaith Network, who's been with us, and also a couple of months ago, we did go over to AIDS Interfaith Network, and we presented them with the check that we raised last year, and it was, correct me if I'm wrong, Antoine, but I believe it was $4,000. And this year we do have not just one beneficiary, but two, which means we got to work extra hard, and we got to get money not just for one beneficiary, but for two.
So, and I was going to ask you that. How have you seen the event AIDS Walk South Dallas grow over the years?
Well, it has grown. Again, we do have the support from St. Philip's School again this year. And this was the second time this past time was the second time that we actually had the event there. And again, it did grow. We do have more vendors. And that's where I come in also. I'm helping Antoine with vendors. Okay. And we did have a couple of empty tables this past year, and that's our job to make sure that we have each and every one of those tables filled.
And you guys make sure if you want to be a vendor for this awesome event, you reach out to AIDSWalkSouthDallas.com for more information on how you can get involved, okay? All right, so Bishop Bird, how are you doing? I see him so much at the station, and I tell you, I'm really enjoying everything that's happening here tonight. What brings you to support such a great event?
Well, first of all, definitely Antoine Wiley and Mr. Community. But more so, I think that it's high time for the church to get involved in HIV and AIDS, especially the black church. Mm-hmm. And I am convinced that if the church gets involved, I think we can move some of the needles on those numbers.
And I was going to ask you, why do you think the churches don't get involved as they could?
Ignorance and fear. Which actually comes together towards stigma, and I think I think that the church is one of the leading influencers of the stigma of HIV and AIDS, and I think that it's time for us to relook at some of the ways in which we treat people and the ways in which we talk about healing and wholeness as it relates to HIV and AIDS. So that's why.
Okay, so do you offer educational programs at the church?
Yes, we do a lot of education around HIV and AIDS. We also do a lot of education around theological perspectives and different theological perspectives, and especially as it relates to the issues of human sexuality. I think that the church needs to start opening up and talking about sexuality as well.
Amen. All right, you guys, we are back in the flow. I tell you, it is, the people just keep coming, okay? Everybody has so many things they want to say about AIDS Walk South Dallas, and we are loving it. I'm standing here with AIDS Walk South Dallas's Life Ambassador. I love that. Terrence Omar, tell me, what is a Life Ambassador?
Basically, a Life Ambassador pretty much serves as an example for other people to step up to the plate and do the work that's required to get the awareness out about what we do at AIDS Walk South Dallas. And I think it's a little more extra special since I'm consider myself to be young.
So Terrence, tell me more about what a role of an ambassador.
When it comes to HIV and AIDS, it's still very taboo. For example, some of the most highly impacted communities are the ones that they don't show up for events like this. They don't show things. There are so many young individuals living with HIV and AIDS that you don't hear from them. They still somewhat have the issue of stigma. So therefore, when people put themselves out there, both negative and positive, for the fight, and let people understand that yes, we've come a long way, but we have so much farther to go in the fight against HIV and AIDS. So therefore, I don't mind being a face for that, for an event like this.
And a role model, which has a lot of responsibilities. Look at Uncle Kevin, okay? Finishing my sentences, I love it. But it does have a lot of responsibilities, and a lot of people say, you know, hey, I don't want to take on that title of role model because, you know, the magnifying glass becomes on, you know, it's on you. How do you feel about that?
It can be stressful, but at the same time, to one, that much is given, much is required. And I make it no secret that I've been abundantly blessed in life, this life and my last life, whatever it was. So therefore, this is just all a part of, in my opinion, of God's work. It's just, it takes so much to put yourself out there. But when you put yourself out there and you see, you know, you get messages from people and people reach out to you and people come to you, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something for someone greater than I.
I'm standing here, you guys, with Mr. Kevin Kaneda.
With Kaneda.
Okay, see, I was about to say that. You keep jumping the gun and saying stuff I was gonna say.
It's a spirit. It's a spirit that needs to be cast out.
Oh, I have so much fun when I get with Kevin, you guys. How are you doing? I know you are a co-chair of this AIDS Walk South Dallas for the last couple of years. Tell us about your role and why why it's so close to you to support this event.
Okay, first of all, I am serving as co-chair, and I'm honored that they saw something in me to even be asked, because there are a lot of people who have been working in this field for years. This is only my second year volunteering with AIDS Walk South Dallas. The first year, I volunteered for setup. The second year, which was last year, I put a whole team together. So after that, I guess somebody saw
you. They saw you working.
I'm on board. And I got a phone call, and I said, you know what, however you need me. As co-chair, I'm responsible for the volunteers, coordinating them, and assisting them with team building. Yeah.
I love that because we need more teams.
Absolutely. Right now, Coffee with Kaneda is the biggest team. I need some more teams out there. The after party.
How many people on your team?
Last year, which was the first year for me doing a team, we had 25 people actually walking. I had 35 registered.
Really?
Double that.
It's a competition.
Yes, it is. I want to double that this year just for my team. But I want that to spread and have other pop-up teams.
You know what? I like that. This is healthy competition, and it's competition for a good cause, a great cause. So you know what? Don't watch out, boo, because the after party will, we will.
Bring it on.
We will.
We'll be in the house.
I love it. So what growth have you seen over the years of watching, even from a standpoint of just, being an observer of what's going on with AIDS Walk?
The growth has been phenomenal. I would hear about AIDS Walk South Dallas, but it was more of a niche thing, okay, maybe a group of people getting together to do a walk 2 or 3 blocks, but to see how it has grown year after year after year. There's a main walk called Life Walk that's citywide, and my hope is that one day AIDS Walk South Dallas will get to that point and get that kind of support from us.
It is on their way, because I have seen it grow, from few people to many. So I know that we're going to get there. Y'all keep it live. We'll be right back. right, you guys. It has been a wonderful season right here with In the Flow. I hope you guys have enjoyed me because I have definitely enjoyed you. You know, we came, we saw, and we conquered so many things this season, and we definitely hope you enjoyed it. We will see you guys next year right back here at BLI-TV.com for another season of In the Flow. Peace.